Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. If you haven't joined us before, I'm Alex with the Sandbox, and we're going to be taking a look at the Game Maker today. We're usually looking at the Game Maker. Sometimes we do work in VoxEdit, making voxel stuff. And I see we've already got a few people on. Hi, Andy, Moisix, Cynthicent. Good to see you back. Who else we got? Necrobomicon's here. Dr. Dent. Yeah, I know. Well, I figured, yeah, so I still don't know what happened last time with the audio, as far as it not working, but when I turned it back on, for some reason my computer was muted, and that's why I couldn't hear myself, so I went the whole stream with just my audio turned down. Really weird stuff. Hi, Gilzar. Alright, so let's jump right into things. There is a contest going on right now for VoxEdit art. We've got these, it says weekly, it's kind of like every other week. Hi, Diego. Some dramatic music in the background. Yeah, I've been thinking more about putting music in the background. I don't want to, sometimes the Game Maker and VoxEdit takes up a lot of system resources. Hi, Barm. BDJ. Good to see you all here again. So I've been thinking about dramatic music, but it's, I don't want to task this aging gaming desktop too much. So I am putting a link to the contest in the chat right now. Hi, Vinny. So go check out the forum for the pirate and treasure hunt themed contest. All the rules are in there. The prizes are mentioned. I don't think there's any entries yet. At least there weren't last time I checked the page. Let's see if anybody's entered. Nobody's entered yet, so it's wide open for whoever wants to participate in that contest right now. Okay. And if you would like to join the giveaway, which I'm about to start, you need to be on our Twitch channel, because that's the only place that this will show up. I see there's a few watching from Facebook and YouTube right now. So if any of you not watching from the Sandbox game channel on Twitch want to join the giveaway, you do have to follow the link in the chat. And I'm going to start that giveaway now for a fountain NFT. Hopefully our giveaway tool works for the whole thing. And you might notice that I moved it. I'm trying to keep it out of the way of what we're showing in the Game Maker today, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on the right side of the screen. Hi, Arc Jojo. What is good? Lots of stuff is good. It's it's gloomy and cloudy and it looks like it's gonna rain, but it's Saturday, and I like staying inside anyway. So let's go ahead and open up the Game Maker. So if any of you follow me or the Sandbox on Twitter, you might have seen a little video posted about one of our partners, Crypto Kaiju, their little Dojira monster. We'll just call it Dojira Land. And there's new themes in the Game Maker. I haven't tried any of these out yet. So, audio appears to be working. I stopped talking for a second. Maybe that was it. Can you hear me all right, Cynthicent? So we let's check out one of these new themes. Hi, J-Click. Let's try Nether. Like I said, I haven't even tried these yet. So I got this new build of the Game Maker yesterday, and I haven't had time to check everything out yet. So I'm gonna do some learning here with you guys, and I did play around with some of the features. Whoa, this looks like a good place for a monster to hang out. So we have got a Nether. So we're taking some Minecraft ideas, but this is a little bit different. We've got a sky Is there anything underground? Any caves? There does not appear to be any caves, really, but we can make caves. Okay, I'll go back out of the ground. Hi, John. You got your Dojira in the mail Thursday. Cool. Have I been spelling it wrong? Is it Dogejira? Because I know it's Doge, like the meme of the dog, Dojira. Is it two? I thought it was Dojira, like one combined thing. I'm pretty sure I've been posting about it with the name combined. I might need to fix that. I could be wrong. Like, I am terrible at spelling. Art and design is totally my thing. Spelling is not. Hi, Jim Bastion. I don't know if I said hi to you yet earlier. I think, no, I was Necrobomicon. For some reason, I always, like, combine your names together. I know you're in the same work group. I know you're two different people, I promise. I've been spelling it wrong this whole time. Wow. Okay. Well, it's not minted yet, so it's all good. I've got it in the game maker here. So let's pull that up. I think it should be Dojira, like kind of like it slurs it together because Doge is like the meme, and Jira is Japanese, and these are old versions. We want the new one. So I'm in a dev build right now. So every once in a while you might see an error log pop up down here. I'll try to get rid of it out of the way. Oh, and you can't see. Darn it. I was hoping that you would be able to see the names in the giveaway. I just took a look at my monitor here. Let's fix that. We'll make it a little bit taller. There we go. Now everybody can see their names. So we're going to put it right up at the top because I want you guys to be able to see this properties panel on the right. So I'm in a dev build. So there's some like goofy things that might happen with this. This is not a release build. So if there's any strange things going on, that would be why. So you can see the icons aren't loaded in here, but you can still see them down here. Hi, Moise. I already... Whiskey Loco, I think I already said hi to you. But hi, I'm sorry, I can't read Russian. I do not know how to say that at all, but welcome. So let's put down our Doge. And let's take a look at the brand new animations. Hey, Nathan's here. Good morning to you. So, sorry, you guys can't hear what I can hear because my computer monitor is muted. Check this out. Can you hear that? We have footstep audio now. And jumping and falling audio. And it gets louder as we get closer. And it gets quieter as we get further away. So that's cool. Our worlds are already becoming more immersive. Probably we'll want to make the voice a little more varied in the jump sound later on. So we're not constantly hearing the same jumping noise, because the way I play is I jump everywhere. So now we've also got some new attacks. So we've got combo attacks. And I believe there's a 3 or 4. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Yeah, Arc Jojo. There's no sky settings yet. So this is a brand new Nether Biome. This is the first time I've seen it, and there's no sky settings yet, but we'll get there. We could build blocks all around so we couldn't see the sky if we wanted. So yeah, we've got combo attacks. We go 1. We go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see they're like sword attacks. I believe I wasn't able to find it yesterday. Maybe we'll stumble across it today as we're looking through things. I believe there will be a setting to pick up a sword soon. And it's not in there yet, but if you have a character that's holding a sword, it will work correctly. So if you are building an avatar and you add a sword to that, it will work. And then we've got a couple more. This one's cool. You've got a dodge. So we've got combat with swords and dodging. And I almost fell in the lava. So that's a lot of fun. So these animations are pretty close to what they'll look like for everybody else. They have been modified slightly because the swords are any weapons. Yeah, so yeah, you could do a club or a hammer or an axe or you know, stuff like that. Any sort of handheld thing. I guess like you could kind of punch like that. It's kind of that spinning around punch is a little. I don't know. I took karate for a long time, so that the spinning around punch would be kind of silly to me, but it does work in a combat situation. So you can in the game. I mean, so you can attack without holding a weapon. So the animations have been modified slightly for this because his legs and arms are shorter than the normal human template, and he has no separate hip piece because his body is all one thing. But these animations will be available in VoxEdit very soon. Some of them already are. I believe the attacks are already in there. And then there's one more which I can't show you until I put a ladder down. Oop. So put in a ladder, and let's make it a climbable component. Climbable. And we can leave the speed multiplier as it is. And we can climb up. So we've already seen that climb animation before on Jet, the Jet avatar. We'll do that. He struggles a little bit at the top there. Kind of getting stuck on the ladder. So normally you would have blocks up there. So if you have like an actual construction, it makes a little more sense. If we were to put it on the side here, we wouldn't end it. We would end it like right there, and that way he actually ends up on top. Hi, Eddie. Welcome. And hi, Cobalt. I didn't see you there before. So those are the new animations. There are more animations, which let's actually open up the marketplace. I think... Yep, you can do ladders just as aesthetics, and you can make other things climbable that are not ladders. So you could put a column here, and you can tell it to be climbable. And we can just go right like that. Now the collision box is working a little weird there. And we don't really have a way to back down onto ladders yet. But for normal up stuff, it does work just fine. Yep. So let me open up the marketplace and let me see if we can take a look. At the rest of the animations. We go over, I think it's on the next level. Actually, no, it's not published yet, so it's in my inventory. There we go. So, if we take a look at the... Oh, where'd they go? There they are. Let's see, we've also got a crouch. And a crouch walk, which we're not going to be able to see all of these. This is talking. I guess we'll have to open up VoxEdit. Hi, Gorilla Jacket. Morning to you. So we can take a look at the rest of the animations later. They're not usable in the Game Maker yet, unless I did some really goofy stuff and made it a door, but that would take a long time and would distract us from the cool stuff that we can get started on. So let's take a look at rules. This is a new rules panel, which you can see has a bunch of stuff in it that was not there before. So we can welcome players and give an intro to our game. And we've got two kinds of cameras that we can do for that. We can either have it circle around the avatar, or we can circle around the center of the world. So if you have something exciting in the middle of your map that you want to show people, you can use the world center, or for most things, probably avatar would work best because it shows you where your player is and kind of gets you like oriented to where you're going to be. Then we can do, there's two different kinds of welcoming. We could do camera welcoming or image welcoming. I don't think there's a way to set the image right now. I don't see one. So we're not going to try that one. So camera welcoming is does what I just described, circling the avatar. Asset rarities count, that I think that will unlock the ability to have any value set for assets. So if you're trying to do something really unique with your game, the rarities of assets are not going to be as key for that. But if you want to have this game be really involved in like the metaverse aspect of it and interoperability with other things going on, and players bringing in their own avatar stuff, that might become important. Right now, it kind of doesn't really matter for what we're doing because we're doing whatever we want. We can name the level, so we can put some title like Dojira in what's this called? The Nether. And you can change the font, which I don't think the button works right now, so it just says default font. We can give a level description, so made live on Twitch. And we can set music. I don't know if you were here before when we tried listening to music, but there's like a loud static sound that pops in every once in a while. I did some tests with it, and I think it's a problem with my sound card or my GPU or something. It does, any of the music in here does that randomly. It just will like suddenly do static. So we're not going to do that today. We're going to skip that. And yeah, like I said, this is a dev build, so there's some goofy stuff going on here, just because it's in the process of being developed. So we're kind of like in between versions here. We're going to encounter some odd things. And hi, Tebow, welcome. So objectives, we can now put on the screen, we can put things that the players are supposed to do, like collectibles. So we could say clean up, and objective 1 would be break all the barrels. And we'd say asset death, asset to watch, and we're gonna go, oh, I think we have to already have it on the map. So we'll come back to that. We're gonna put some barrels down and then we'll do that. Completion mode, wait input, then send message. I think we'll just put end game. And you win will be our completion. And we can add more objectives if we want. Hey, Omega Fox. Good to see you here. All right, so we're good with that. Let's put down some barrels. And we're just going to have the goal of breaking these. And let's make sure they should by default have health on them. Yep. Health regeneration, we don't need to worry about that. So let's go back to our rules. We're going to set the asset depth of barrels. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter which barrel we pick. Is it going to be... we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it should count them. So let's go and find out. The animation transitions are so smooth, I can take no credit for that. So I did modify the animations to fit Dojira's proportions, but our lead animator, which I'm trying to remember what his name is on Discord. It's I don't remember what his name is on Discord, but he's on there sometimes. So he runs our animation team, and he's been working really hard on getting all these animations and a whole bunch more for the templates set up. So he can take credit for that. All right, so you can see that we've got up in the left-hand corner, we've got the title. We've got what our objective is on the right. We've got our description down in the bottom left, and we can hide. I think if I press H to hide that, it'll also count as the press any key to start. And then that counter on the left, that's the number of assets at what value they are. So it's showing that we have 4 common assets right now. We can put different kinds of assets, and it'll give us an idea. I'm not entirely sure what the point of that is for like counting common assets, because some of these would have like hundreds and hundreds of common assets if you've got a lot of grass and stuff. But we can we'll see what that looks like on other maps too. So we've got some barrels to break. Oh yeah, there's also a hit sound. Oh, there we go. It had that little bit of regeneration to just pull it back from the edge. All right, 2 gone. And jump. And nothing happened. So, so I'm not sure if that's not working, or maybe I didn't set it up right. Let's see here. Rules, asset depth. Oh, it didn't put the name of the barrel. It just put 4 and 5. So maybe. Well, we can also. Oh, maybe this is inspect objects deaths. Objective item. We can copy that. Oop. Yeah, it's a lot more exciting with all those animations, and there's more going on with the avatar too that I'll show you in a little bit. 3. So maybe the asset. Oh, you know, asset death probably means like defeating a boss. So that's probably, we wanted the counter type, and that's why it wasn't working correctly. So we want to make sure that those barrels have that bar tag. I'm sorry you feel that way, Josh. I mean, I did just spend 2 minutes making it, so we're just showing off some new features. So we're gonna add that bar tag in here. We've done some more exciting games, but they didn't have all these features yet, so we're just showing what they can do in a very simple setting. So now we should see what that victory message is. All right. Get the last one. And no victory message. Okay, so it may be that the feature's not totally enabled yet. I haven't had time to go through the whole devlog. I just got a little excited when I saw that was going on there. So, yeah. Well, it's a game maker, Josh. So the game is whatever you make with it. So I'm really just showing features that you can enable. This isn't. We're not showing like a level or a story right now. So we've got definitely more exciting levels that have been made. Let's see. So we're gonna remove that objective because it's not working. So we will try something different, or we'll just show other things. At least we know like that's going to be in there. Like I said, this is a dev build that's it's kind of between the releases, so some of the features I'm showing aren't fully implemented yet. We've got new components going on. So we've got avatar input configuration, which adds a whole ton of stuff. I haven't even had time to like read what these all are yet. So you can see that there's this huge long list. We can really fine tune exactly how the avatar works now. So we've got motion inertia, running rest inertia. So like when you come to a stop, how much you get carried forwards, sprinting inertia, camera strafe offset, orbiter distance, take damage bump. So some of these have tooltips that tells you exactly the roughness factor of the camera movement when it tries to follow the avatar vertically. Some of these don't have tooltips yet, so I don't exactly know what take damage bump means. Maybe there's fall damage being implemented, or the distance you get pushed. Yeah, I appreciate it, Josh. If you want to check out the other stuff that I've done, go to YouTube. You go to youtube.com/voxelize. That's my YouTube channel, and you can check out a playlist on there called 30-second trailers, and you can see the things that I've already built with the game maker. A lot of the things in there are kind of only like halfway implemented because we didn't have as many of these game building features. There was no like victory or loss states. So those are just trailers of like what I've assembled in the world. So you can check those out. Let's see what else we got here. We've got interpolation between animations, so that definitely helps getting one animation to flow to the next. Weapons name, sword. I tried putting a sword in the map. I wasn't able to pick it up, so I'm not sure if that's something that hasn't been added yet, but even using as a pickable component, it wasn't actually working as a sword. You can time the combo attacks, so you can change what the cooldowns are between the attacks, or like how quickly they follow up from each other. Hi, Jack Biceps. Yeah, it's going to get more coding features as it goes on. We're trying to start with the basic, the behavior system as something to get people started really fast with making their own things. The next stage after the behaviors is adding in logic blocks so people can develop their own behaviors. So you'll have things like if functions and loops, and you'll be able to tell things to do things in a certain order and the time between them, things like that. I don't know if we're actually going to get to a stage where full coding abilities are unlocked. This is developed in Unity. I don't know if like C# is going to get implemented fully. That might have some issues with like security and the interoperability of the metaverse assets. So we will have to see how that develops. Stuff like the behaviors, that's going to be probably most of the rest of this year. Building blocks, I'm trying to remember the roadmap off the top of my head, is possibly maybe next year sometime. And if we actually get into C# or an SDK like VoxEdit suggested, welcome, then yeah, that would probably be way down the line, because there has to be a lot of stuff to make sure that it's safe for people to just be putting their assets and stuff in it without other people like copying and stealing stuff. So the security of the users is an important thing to us. So Attack range. If you did like shorter animations for the attacks, you know, like more like quick jabs and stuff, you could change the timing on them with this. So this adds a whole ton of features. You can actually see when we run around, it actually see how we slide a little bit. That's that inertia setting. Without that on, we come to like an abrupt stop. So this has more of like a Mario kind of feel to it, where it takes you a second to like slow down. I actually don't like the way it feels with the inertia on because I've gotten so used to stopping abruptly. So I'm actually going to get rid of that component. Oh yeah, it's definitely a good thing to get started in if you're new to game design. And I'm not exactly new to game design. I haven't released things before, but I've been tinkering with game design for like 17 years now or so, I think, is when I started messing around with Game Maker way back before Game Maker Studio came out, and RPG Maker. So I have a lot of like tinkering experience, and this is really nice for like rapidly prototyping things. So some of the like those 30-second trailers, I was making one of those every single week. There's been game pitches that I've had to do that I only had like 2 or 3 days to put together a whole game and like edit a video from it. So you know, it's definitely fun to do like rapid development stuff, and it feels like you're playing, you know, Minecraft kind of when you're building with these blocks and then you start assembling all the different things going on. It's like crafting and building, so it's a lot of fun. So let's look at some of these other things that we've got going on here. Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works right now. When his foot becomes big, yeah, you could. So that's not in the template, but you can make your own animations. So what we're showing with the animations here and the attacks that Dojira is doing are from they're designed for the human template, so they're kind of like semi-realistic attacks, kind of like Legend of Zelda, like the couple swipes and then a swirling sweep. So if you wanted to do something where like the fist gets really big or the foot gets really big in the middle of an attack, you could do something like that in VoxEdit. There's no scaling right now, but there's more features on the way for VoxEdit. One specifically I know that should enable stuff like that. And there's like workarounds that you can do. We've had some really talented artists do some surprising things. So it would be possible to like make an expanding fist or foot. So let's look at some of these new behaviors that we've got going on here. Yeah, not too many people are coding in binary anymore. They do exist. But yeah, machine code and binary are kind of, there's still a use for them, but it's definitely come a long way. Even since I was a kid. I mean, I was born in '89, and just the level of like, I don't know if SDKs really existed back then. So we've already had like these ally fighters. They were called different before. It was like an NPC fighter, I think is what it was called before. I'm not sure if you can change who they're allied to. Yeah, so you can still change who they're attacking. So you could make this, it says ally fighter, but you could make it fight the avatar too if you wanted. Let's see. I'm trying to find the new stuff. So multi, I'm not sure why it got changed to multi. It used to be called block spawner. It appears to just be the same thing. So just be aware that if you're looking for the block spawner in the new version, you might, you're looking for multi. Okay, so there weren't really any new behaviors, but there were new components. So besides the avatar input configuration, we've also got a behavior switcher, which is kind of a big deal. So before, when you would spawn an item in the game, it was locked into whatever behavior you had it set on. So if you wanted to change like an enemy to an ally or the other way around, or if you wanted to spawn something doing a specific thing and then change it later, you were kind of stuck with however you had it spawned. Now you can have a self behavior switcher, which will change things around. So let's see if we can get it to work. Am I? Oh, because I'm in here. So we can tell it to change what the message is going to be from the different triggers going out. I haven't really like found a use for this yet, but I know that sometimes there's been triggers that I've set up where you have a whole system of things going on, and it's very limiting to have it just be set to one thing the whole time. So being able to switch what that message is and how it's being sent out is going to be really important, especially as you try to enable events, like things happening in the game. So instead of just keeping like a static state of characters doing the same thing over and over, this will give you more dynamic control over like you completed a quest and now people are treating you differently or something like that. Other components. Collectible component. So that's kind of ties into those rules. We can try that again and see if it'll work with that now. Do we have just the one barrel? I think we have just the one barrel. So let's do interaction, or we can do collision. You just run into it like a coin in Mario. And I'm doing an old PewDiePie reference there. And we'll have it collect one. And let's see if there's any extra logic stuff here. We can do a collect sound, which we are not going to do, just in case it does that loud static thing again. And collect message. And let's see. Let's change the rule. Add objective. Collect. Whoa, that's a long message. I can't actually read the whole thing. Hi, Mr. Isaacs. I teach game design and development to middle high school students, very intrigued by Sandbox game. In fact, coincidentally, Mike Washburn and I have a stream called the Sandbox that covers this content creation tool. Oh, cool. Interesting. 9 a.m. Eastern Time daily. Ooh, that's like early for me. I will try to check it out, and I'll get back to you. If you have a Discord, send me a direct message on Discord, and we can try to talk some more about that. No, it's all right. Yeah. So definitely, if you can message me on Discord or Twitch, and we'll follow up on that because I am curious on learning more. The Sandbox is very interested in education. So our COO, Sebastian, he last year was traveling all over the world, going to a lot of schools in like Japan and Korea and other places, and getting involved in doing things with schools. So that's definitely something that we're interested in doing more with. Thank you, CynthyCent, for that. Yeah, you can contact me through the Discord, the Sandbox Discord server, or you can direct message me either way. I don't know if you could hear that. My 2-year-old decided to start screaming about something. Yeah, so education is really important. I actually, it was weird. I bumped into an old college friend of mine, and I met his wife for the first time. This was months ago. And she was actually teaching in a school where they were doing stuff with one of the old Sandbox games. I don't know if it was the original Sandbox or Sandbox Evolution, but they had a program in their school where they were using that as a thing to teach game logic to kids. I was like, that's like really cool that somebody I knew was involved with that. I had no idea. Because I said the name of where I worked, and they were like, wait, you do this? And I was like, oh yeah, I do this. And like, we do this too. So let's go back to this. We're going to Show cursor. I think that puts it up on the screen because we didn't have that before. Collect. We're going to do counter, collect objects. And did we have a tag on that? We're going to say bar again and count just one. And we're going to end game with objective complete. Okay, and then let's make sure this has that tag. We're going to try this one more time, see if it works. Well, we collected it. That's cool. Doesn't end the game though. So at least we know that it collected. So that's something where we could, you know, collect coins and rack up a score or something like that. It just seems like whatever's triggering the end of the game for victory is not currently working, at least not from there. We should still be able to do a victory component. If we do edit logic, components. Yeah, victory component is still there. And then we could do it on collision. I don't think we could do it on collision before. I don't remember that being in there. I think it was just on message. Maybe victory screens aren't working at all right now because it used to do like a U1 pop-up. Hi, Evelyn. When will the features be added? So these are upcoming features pretty soon. They are in. This is a dev build right now. You can see up here it says debug Windows Player. I think if you're in the if you download the one from the website, if you have access to the game maker through one of our various programs for that, it'll say like production or something like that, or release maybe. So I'm not sure how soon these are supposed to be coming out. It could be a couple weeks. It could be next week. I don't know the exact project timeline for that. So I'm more on the design aspect of things than the development. So that's kind of up to their timeline and when they meet their when they're satisfied that they've met the goals for release. Let's see. Rarity component. We can actually show that something is rare. So I think this is probably, yeah, this parameter is read only and cannot be defined. So let's get a nicer component. This is it common? 200 copies. Hey, I know that this one is more scarce. So let's put a scarcity component on it. Or rarity component, sorry. So see, that's going to be blue now. And you can set the halo, intensity, height, and sparkles. We're going to go full sparkle. Whoa. It's a little blinding. Maybe too much on the sparkles, you think? Yeah, I thought the sparkles were just the part that were going up. I thought the halo would be smaller. It might be because of the size of the asset. No, it's just because I put the sparkles too high. So now you can make your assets glow, and you can change like the height and width of the halo. So we can go 2 on these. And it takes it a second for it to start up. Oh, that was the intensity. So it's glowing brighter and it's got a higher. Yeah, I think you could do beacons. Let's jack that halo height all the way up. So these settings don't seem to really have much of a limit right now. these might get a few more restrictions put on them in the future, because I can do the sparkles intensity. It can be pretty ridiculous. Let's see what it looks like with that height, though. Boing, right up to the sky. That's pretty cool. So you could do like you could do objectives like really far away on the map that you'd be able to see from a distance. Let's find I can't sort by rarity, can I? Let's find something really rare, like the police mech, which I do not own this. I don't know who owns this police mech, but that was one of our it's a legendary asset. There's only one of them. So I can add this to my inventory, and we've talked about this on stream before. I can add this to my inventory and I can play with it, but I cannot publish this map to the metaverse. It won't work. The person who owns it, I believe Tybalt made this. As far as who owns it, I don't know, because this was a legendary asset for sale. So somebody bought this, and it cost a lot of money to get this. I don't remember what the sale price was. I think it was like $1,000 in Ethereum to get this asset. It's got a bunch of animations. We just can't... if we set this as an avatar, we might be able to use the animations. I'm not sure. So let's set that... beacon. It was 4 ether. That sounds about right. That was so long ago now. That was, what, January or December, the first pre-sale? That feels like a lifetime ago. So let's go back down to rarity, and we're going to turn that up. Halo height, really high. We'll turn up the intensity on the halo, and we'll turn up the sparkles a little bit. Okay, but it's way off in the corner of the map. Way over there. Wow. That's pretty awesome. So, in theory, I have a lot of theories. In theory, this could be used for special effects. If you got some legendary items, you could trigger them spawning. Oop. I fell into the lava. It's not hurting me, though. I don't have damage turned on right now. There we go, found a way out. That does get really loud when we're up close. So, that's pretty blinding. Now, let's set this as the avatar, because I've never used this as the avatar. I just recently added it to my inventory. So we're going to turn down the sparkles intensity down to a normal level. And we're going to... Yeah, I need some sunglasses. We're going to turn down the halo height a bit. And we're going to set this as the avatar and see what happens. I have no idea. So, yeah, as I thought I turned down the intensity on that. So we do have the attacks. For whatever reason, the walk animations aren't lining up correctly, but we'll be able to change more of that stuff later. Did I not turn that down? I guess the halo intensity was too high. So VoxEdit, it's not the current release build, so you can't download this from the website yet. These are new features that are upcoming, and I'm in the dev build, or the debug build. So that's cool. The trail follows you. And it does line up with the grid, though, so it doesn't turn. But that's still pretty cool that it does that. Oh, it does have multiple attacks, so it has an attack 2 animation, so if I keep clicking, it'll do that as the part of the combo attack. That, and does it have a... and it doesn't have a roll animation, it just kind of launches me forward, so that's cool. Alright, we're gonna cut that out, because that's a little ridiculous. Arc Jojo says, what if you made it like a dome... Ooh. It scrolled up so I couldn't see it. It would probably look like an explosion. Yeah, so I was thinking if you do multiples of them, you could do effects with it. So in theory, you could spawn more of the items with that feature. The only issue right now is that we can't add components to spawned items. So if I like, I don't know what it's yelling at me for. Like I said, the debug mode will get that error message on there. Maybe it's because I'm placing a barrel and I have it trying to sense a barrel. It's very angry about this. The log will not go away. Clear it. Clear. It's very upset. So we're actually, because I don't want to have that keep on scrolling up, we're actually going to make a new map. And we're going to take a look at one of the other new biomes, because we've only taken a look at the Nether, but there's a couple more. So let me go back through the chat here. I think I finished answering VoxEditor's question. So it is not the current release build. These are new features that will be in the new build, but I do not know what they are yet. Let's try Antarctica next. Omega Fox says, can we have particles without the halo? I assume so. Just put 0 on the halo. Yeah. Yeah, if you turn those down to 0, then I'm pretty sure they're totally invisible. If not, just very hard to see. Nice. We got some snow and ice. We could, in this situation, we could set the water to do damage to the avatar, which would be appropriate. Do we have any caves? No caves. So we'd have to dig our own. Hi, Lazarts. Yes, it is possible to change third person to first person. And there's a couple different cool things we can do with that. So let's go ahead and we'll grab a small animal. So we can set that to first person by editing the logic on the avatar, and we can set it to oh, I have to set it as the avatar first. Now we can do it. We can set the cam distance and altitude here, and oh, I think you switch it not in the edit logic. If we go back to the regular, oh, they moved it. Okay, so I saw that setting before in the avatar input configuration. There was a thing. There were more camera controls. Camera distance, running, sprinting. You know, they may have removed the first person temporarily. So first person is definitely going to be something that stays around. I've been in some of those conversations before. Let's see. I don't see the first person option anymore. I think that's just because they added all those camera tracking features. You can make like a pseudo first person. You can make first person by forcing the camera in really close. So if we set the cam distance to 0, it's basically maybe it's not going to do it. I think you can actually do negative numbers for the cam distance. Let's see. Let's try -2. No, it's still, that might be because I have the, let's take off the avatar component here. And make sure that negative stuck. Okay, negative did stick. No, okay, so it just doesn't work right now. It does in the current release build that everybody has access to. You can make it first person, and I think they disabled first person in this version because they added in all those extra camera controls for the third person, so it probably does weird things with the way the camera moves around. I know that when I've talked to the people who are developing the engine, it's already been discussed that first person's sticking around, so we shouldn't see that disappearing. People definitely want like battle royales, which could be first person or third person and stuff like that, so I don't think there's any chance that that first person's not going to be in there. It's just not working at the moment in this particular build. ArcJojo says, I've only just realized this in Minecraft and it ruined the game for me. But in this game, can you make the lava behave like lava? Because you can't sink in lava in real life. You would just fry on top. So, yes, you can. The lava that's... Well, there's no lava on this map. We can add lava. So you can make your own blocks. Where'd the lava go? Oh, because I have the animal filter on. There we go. So you can add your own blocks. The lava that is by default in the game maker, this one, this acts as a fluid, so you can go through it, but you could make a similar lava and make it a solid, and this one is a solid. And they can damage you either way. So if we go to the avatar settings and we edit logic, as long as they have a health component, you can say what blocks will damage them. And we can add, I think both have lava in the name. So if we just type lava, it will work. But let me double check. This one is called solidified lava. Yeah. So going back here. We are going to type just lava, and I think both should damage us. If I spell it correctly. That's always important. So if I jump on top of this, or even just touching it on the side, hurts. Yeah. I hadn't heard the death sound before. That's good. It's kind of funny hearing the human noises come out of a scroll, though. And then... Oh, it didn't let me fall in the lava. That's interesting. Maybe it's because I have to jump in. Because I know I fell in the lava earlier. Let's add more and see what happens. Okay, it's because it hit me. So what was going on there, I'm pretty sure, is that it was knocking me back with a hit when I tried just walking into it. So if you jump, it will let you fall through. But yeah, so that's the way a liquid behaves. If we go into the water, that's all ice. I know I saw water. Where's the water? There it is. So basically the way fluids work in and the fluid dynamics are going to get better. There's already plans in motion to have like the spread of fluids, kind of like in Minecraft, where water and lava can flow to different places. But there should be swimming included with that. But if you set, when you go to upload a block to the marketplace, you can tell it to be a fluid. And if it's a fluid, it'll automatically be animated with this scrolling animation you see here. And it will be a material that you can go through. And then the transparency is a separate setting, so you can make things clear. So you could do a solid glass that would be clear, and you can set how clear it is. Or you can make a fluid that is solid. Sorry, a fluid that's opaque, like the lava is right now. So you can use that along with your damage controls for the avatar to set it up however you want, whether you want realistic lava or if you want cartoony lava where you can sink in it. And then eventually the lava will actually fall down. Did that answer that whole question? Red lava deals more damage. Does it? It should deal the same. Because the way it's set up. I think damaging blocks all deal the same damage right now. We should be able to control that more granularly in the future. Let's see. Yeah, so we can set that to be whatever value we want. So we could say it does 1 damage. That's not even like enough to kill us because we heal faster than it's damaging us, I think. And then, yeah. This is really slow. Really slow 1 damage tick. It would kill us eventually. It would just take a while. Oop. Alright. I'm actually going to turn down that audio. It's getting a little annoying to hear the same noises over and over. So hopefully we'll have more like variety of noises, and you'll be able to set what your noises are in the future too. Can you change the speed of scrolling animation for the liquid? Not right now. It is preset to be exactly that. I don't know if that's going to change, but that's the way it is right now. Evelyn asks, when people come to published lands, will they auto-spawn to where you want, or is it not like Decentraland where everything is seamless? So that's been a question for a long time. Hi, Ramshorn Studios. Welcome back. Good to see you on. So the question of like where players come up. Hi, Molly. Thank you for watching. You're Isaiah's sister, right? If I remember correctly. Or Isaac? Isaiah or is it Isaac? Isaac, right? OMG. Isaiah. Okay. I got it right the first time. Well, I forgot what the question was. Sorry. My ADHD brain is going too many directions. Seamless lands. So the question about whether lands will be seamless or not, that's been kind of a long back and forth question with the community that has been going on. So there's a couple different ideas of how it'll work, and we're trying to figure out which one will be the best for everybody. Some people like the Decentraland aspect as far as being able to have like an open community where you kind of all participate together in an area. And you have like your area that you control, but you don't have like walls sort of like blocking you off from other places. But the way that the sandbox is like working and the kind of features that are being added for gameplay, I don't think I can get back up there. The kind of features that can be added for gameplay are more like a game maker building a game. Hey JJ, no worries. We still got time. What time is it? We still got half an hour. You're good. You made it. That's the important part. We can't get back up there. No, we're stuck. Okay, we're gonna have to terraform a little bit. So, as far as building games, if you want to do, like people in our Game Maker Fund are looking for more. Not all of them, but some of them are looking for more like storytelling kind of controls and making like real games with levels. And that is doesn't work as well with a totally open world where everything's side by side and you can see the lands directly. So I think we're looking at a couple different options, and I don't think it's been fully settled yet. There's a possibility that things will be more you'll kind of have choices where you can could be like whoa, my what's going on here? The game maker just locked up on me. I'm skipping a whole bunch of frames, so that's probably not too good for you guys. Let's kick the game maker to the curb for a bit because I think it's struggling. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me all right. I hope not. I'm in the middle of explaining things. Okay. All right, we should be... Yeah, my frame rate looks good on the monitor, so I think you guys can see me all right, right? We're looking good? You can hear me? Maybe? Nobody's talking in the chat. I'm hoping you can see me. Okay, good. All right. It was so quiet, I was like, I don't know if things are still working or not. Okay, good. So, yeah, so the game maker is a lot more intense on CPU in the dev build. So that that error log you could see at the bottom, just removing that like improves the performance of the game maker immensely. So because I'm showing you new features that aren't released yet, I'm in the dev build and it's putting a lot more pressure on my computer. I don't know what did it just then because it was working fine this whole past hour. And yeah. And streaming does have a big impact. So when I'm just working in the game maker, it usually runs just fine, and I almost never do anything that makes it crash. And I do some pretty like dumb stuff with it. I have it like spawning a whole bunch of things like crazy, and I have tons of physics objects bouncing all over the place, and I'm kind of like pushing it to limits, and it does all of that fine. But because I'm running the stream on top of everything else, it has a much bigger impact. So let's take that time to check out another land. We'll go to Jungle Islands and see what's there. So I was specs. I'm on a FX 6300, which is a 6-core AMD CPU. Kind of not amazing. Oh, that's pretty. So this is Jungle Island. Oh, we've got some natural caves forming. That's cool. Goes all the way through. Nothing underground. Cool. Very nice. So yeah, the FX 6300 and my GPU is a GTX 1050 Ti. So my computer was considered like a mid-tier gaming PC like 4 years ago. So it's not top of the line. A lot of people like our Korean, one of our Korean group leaders, Shinjun, he's got something crazy. He does his recordings on like a 4K monitor, and I'm just like, oh, must be nice. So yeah, one of these days I'll upgrade and everything will be nice and shiny. So what was I talking about before it started freaking out? We were talking about lands and how they connect. Yeah. So what I'm hoping for, what I'm advocating for, and we'll see like how much of this gets implemented, is for creators to be able to kind of choose what they show. So whether we have some sort of like skybox to the side that that doesn't show like your neighbor, or if you like hide your land from view, because I know there might be people who want to have like a really epic boss battle that's like a surprise, or like hidden levels that people aren't going to be able to see from the next land over. I think I'm hoping that we have some way to like separate that out, but that hasn't really been set in stone yet, so we will see how that develops. Let's see. I don't know if this guy will work as an avatar. I'm not sure what settings he has. He kind of just constantly runs and punches, but we'll set him as an avatar and see what happens. He runs backwards. So this is stuff that we should be able to fix in the Game Maker later. This guy is from the very first pre-sale, so some of the specs that we have were not developed yet. Whoa. Where'd I go? How did I turn? Whoa, okay. We're gonna get rid of that. I don't know what happened there. I turned invisible. And then errors. So we're not setting him as an avatar right now. But we're gonna do stuff to make sure that the pre-sale assets are still viable for those early investors. Animation stop loop is yeah, I don't know. I don't know. None of that makes sense. It just like stopped rendering the animation for him entirely, like he disappeared. At first I thought I clipped through the ground, which can happen in some cases. Actually, I've almost never had that happen in the Game Maker. Only if an object has like pushed me really hard into a wall, it's popped me into the wall. But that almost never happens. As far as what went on there, I do not know. So we are going to ignore that. Got some little volcano things going on here. And why can't I clear the log? Stop. Go away. Yeah, the error log's really annoying. That's why it's not in the release build for everybody else. Let's see. What else can I be? Let's be a skeleton. That's always fun. So eventually, the goal is that stuff made in VoxEdit, if you use the human template, and it did not have all of the animations available to it before when you minted it, we're hoping that as long as it conforms to the template node structure, it should be able to accept new animations through the Game Maker. So the Game Maker will make those animations available for compatible assets to use. That way, something made in 2019 should hopefully still have all the new, we don't have a swimming animation right now. There's probably going to be more different kinds of attack animations. So people should hopefully be able to access those in the future. JJ asks, how do you stop people from copying an asset and publishing it? Well, there's a couple different ways we can do that. The first way is that they're not in a format that people are able to use. So if we go to land, if we go to our cached assets here, these are all the assets that I have downloaded from the marketplace, or the ones that come built in with the Sandbox. And I don't know what they are. I mean, I guess I could try to like look at the structure inside and see if keep holding your gorilla. You hold that gorilla real close. I think I have 3 of them. I grabbed a couple, so hopefully that was a good investment for the future. So these assets, they don't have a structure where I can just like drop them into Blender and they'll work instantly. And I have no way of publishing this to the marketplace. So the marketplace will only allow uploads from VoxEdit. So I would need a way to we live next to a fire station. I'm actually surprised that there's not ambulances going out like every time I'm streaming. I don't know how loud that was for you guys. If I've been working on a man on a horse, could I use both horse and human animations? You would. I mean, you would need to unlock the templates to be able to like. There's not really a way to do that right now. So I'll finish. I'll finish answering the first question. So you can only publish to the marketplace through VoxEdit. So you need to have a working. Let's just say you're using an animated human, because that's the most complicated example. You need to have the VXM voxel files that make up the parts of the human. You need to have the VXR rig. You need to have the VXA animations, and they all need to be compatible and working together and playable in VoxEdit in order for you to publish it to the marketplace. When it publishes to the marketplace, there's a conversion that happens, and I believe they get converted to GLTF format. I'm not entirely sure about that. But whatever format they get converted to, they're not a voxel model anymore. So what you see on the marketplace is actually a mesh and texture that's generated from the voxel model. So the marketplace doesn't hold the voxel model data. It just holds the mesh data. So what people download from the marketplace, whether they add it to their inventory to play with it for personal use for free, or whether they buy it as an asset that they can publish in their production. Well, the example of somebody stealing it or trying to steal it, they're not going to pay for it. If they pay for it, they buy it, they can use it. You know, that's the whole point. If they don't pay for it and they just downloaded it to play it in the game maker, that format doesn't work in VoxEdit. So they can't steal that file because they have to be able to open it in VoxEdit in order to publish it to the marketplace. So there's no way for them to put it back into the game maker without actually owning it. They could have that file. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. They can't publish a game with the free version of the file. And there's no way, or at least no easy way that I could think of for them to convert that file back into VoxEdit in order to publish it. Like the amount of work involved in all those steps to try to download somebody else's asset for free and convert it into VoxEdit sounds like more work than just making the asset in the first place. And even if they did make the asset, let's say you made a lava block, or something simple. Let's pick something really simple. Golden shrub. So you put that in the marketplace. That's why it's yelling at me, because the avatar is still set to... But he's gone. It still thinks the asset is there. That's really confusing. These are the things that they work out in Yep, and now the error's gone. So for whatever reason, the avatar didn't switch over to the skeleton when I got rid of the gorilla. And now the error's gone. Cool. These are the things that they work out when they go for a release. So if we take something really simple like the shrub here, somebody could download this to the game maker, and they could painstakingly rotate around it and try to rebuild it in VoxEdit manually. That would be the only way they'd be able to recreate this in VoxEdit that I know of. I don't want to give anybody ideas. I guess they could grab the mesh from the browser cache and figure out a way to open that in Blender and try to voxelize that in Cubicle and convert that into Magic of Voxel and put that into VoxEdit. Like I said, there's like more steps involved in this than just manually remaking the thing. So let's say they took your simple asset that you had minted and costs $5 for somebody to buy on the marketplace, just as an example. So instead of paying the $5, they decided to rebuild it, just so that way they could put it in their game, or so they could try to sell it and they could try to profit off of your design. Let's say you're a really popular voxel artist and they're trying to copy your designs. The issue that they would run into is that we are trying to implement a self-policing aspect to the a bounty system, a reporting bounty system to the marketplace. What does Necrobomicon say? Is it true that all the assets are all part of the blockchain, so stealing one, if someone figures it out, would have no value on the blockchain? Right. So if somebody stole the asset, which I don't even know how that would work, there would be proof in the blockchain of ownership. So if you look at the contracts going back for an asset that you own. So for example, the sand fountains, which we're going to give one away in just a couple minutes here. The sand fountains they show that my account minted them. I don't really know how to read the contract because that's kind of like, I don't know that much about reading Etherscan things about blockchain stuff. But you can go back on Etherscan and look at the blockchain to see what all the messages are associated with an asset. So you can see that my account minted the Sand Fountain NFT, and it will show that I traded it to whoever and that they have it. And if they sell it or trade it, it'll show that that transaction happened. So there's traceable ownership. There's proof of who made it. There's proof of who minted it, traded it, owns it, bought it, whatever, for each individual copy. And that's why they're an NFT. There's only one of those things existing. Well, not necessarily only one, but there's only so many copies. So it's kind of like if you sign prints of artwork and you go 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100, each one of those sand fountains has a unique identifying code that shows which copy it is and shows the chain of ownership. So if somebody stole it somehow, I don't even know how they would do that, and was able to publish it into their game, which I don't think they would be able to do, it would be provable that they never received it as an original copy from somebody else. So that would, either ruin their reputation or get them banned from the Sandbox metaverse, banned from going to sites like OpenSea maybe. I don't know if OpenSea has a ban system, but I think if people were successfully stealing assets, that would probably get them banned from a lot of places. It would probably get their IPs and their wallets blacklisted. All sorts of bad things would happen. It's really not worth it to steal in this stuff because the people who put these things together are so smart about this stuff, and they've thought a lot of these things through. So if we go back to the example of somebody stealing your artwork, in that they're forging it, they're recreating it, they've downloaded this for free, and they're carefully looking at it, and they're making it in VoxEdit, and they made an exact copy or something that's really, really close enough, and they published it to the marketplace, there will be a report system. So somebody will recognize that, whether it's a lot of the stuff. So right now, all of the assets getting published go through moderation, through staff. Once everybody's uploading it, I don't think we'll be able to have that same volume of care for stuff. But there will definitely be people who are interested in being watchdogs for the marketplace. And even just if you're browsing and you go like, oh, hey, I know that, golden shrub. I recognize this. I've seen this before. I own one of these. But you notice that the artist is the wrong name. And you go, why is this person having that on their account and they're selling it like they made it? I know that this was made by somebody else. And you can look it up and you can prove it, and you can say, hey, that's definitely, they copied this. There's a report system. There will be a report system where you pay a small fee in sand, which should be called like a gas fee, and you'll pay the fee to report, and then the report will go to whatever moderation team decides that, and they will make a ruling on like, yes, this is definitely infringing on somebody else's work. You're copying their stuff without their permission, and whoever found it will be awarded back the fee that they paid, along with the gas fee that was paid to mint the original asset. So let's say somebody, I don't know what the gas fees for minting will be, but let's say somebody put in $20 to mint this shrub, or to mint, 100 copies of the shrub. Then that, along with the fee, will be awarded back to the person who made the report. There might be damages involved in that. I don't know exactly how that part will work out. But the reason we have the fee for reporting is so that way there's not people doing false reports. Because if you have to pay to report something, you want it to be a legitimate report, or you're just going to lose the money on your report. And then if it is a legitimate report, you get a reward for it. So yeah, that's I don't remember who came up with that idea. I think it was one of the Ask Me Anythings a while ago. Some different things were getting discussed, and that was kind of the idea that people agreed on. So what if you accidentally made the same asset without knowing? For example, a simple book. It's unlikely that you would make the exact same thing, because it would probably be a slightly different color, or you'd make it a different height, or you would it is possible, but it is also unlikely that you would come up with the exact same design as somebody else. In the case of it being an accident, I'm not sure exactly how that will work. There's probably some discussion that needs to happen for that. With something simple like a book, no one cares about books. Well, that's kind of the other thing. If it's something really simple, so like this shrub, I don't think too many people care about this specific shrub. So this would be relatively easy to copy, and people might not notice, might not care. Somebody copies, like that gorilla that I had, which was a rare epic asset from the first pre-sale. That's going to be something that carries more value, that somebody would be more likely to get in trouble for copying, because people will recognize it, and it would be a bigger deal if somebody copied it. If it's a very simple, like 3x4x6 voxel tiny little book, while we don't want people maliciously copying, probably people wouldn't notice that specific asset as much and wouldn't even report it. So yeah, I think that's an important question that needs to be considered. But it's probably not as high of a concern, because it's not going to impact people negatively as much. A book like that, something really simple, wouldn't be selling for a lot anyway, so the person losing the sale on that simple asset is not going to be losing a lot. And in that case, since it's not malicious, it's really not like they're losing anyway. It's just like two people came up with the same idea, and it's a low, I don't want to say low quality, because you can still make small assets that are good quality, but it's a small amount of effort to make them, and it's a small value of what they would sell for. So it's not very likely that somebody's going to maliciously copy it. So the fact that two people are selling basically the same product is not that big of a deal. If you want to think about it in terms of real items, you go to a bakery and their basic loaf of bread, people have similar recipes. They get flour from the same places. They might make a nearly identical loaf of bread, but they're not like copying the other person's thing. Whereas somebody who does like an artisanal, like really fancy giant cake with like tons of artwork on it and stuff, and somebody rips off that exact design and tries it, like another local business rips off the exact design and tries to sell it at a lower price, that would be more offensive to people than like you made the same loaf of bread. So I hope that answered the question. I think I got a little long-winded on it, but that's just kind of my personality to do that. So we are at 12:30, so let's do the giveaway. We've got 25 entries, and Walkway Man is the winner. So I will message you on Twitch. If you hold on after the stream, as soon as I'm done here, I will contact you through the whispers. And if you don't see that, or if some people have their whispers disabled, if I'm not able to message you, you can contact me on Twitter or on Discord. You can find me all over the place. I feel today was more podcasty than gameplay. So thank you, Cynthia Cent and Omega Fox, for the applause. So yeah, maybe I feel like it would be fun to do a podcast, but I don't know enough about blockchain to talk about this for more than half an hour. So so Walkway Man, I will get a hold of you at the end here, and we will get you the Sand Fountain NFT. Thank you everybody for watching, and I think we covered most of the new stuff here, and not all of it working 100%, but we're getting there. So remember Wednesday, it used to be on Tuesdays. Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our other bi-weekly stream, and we are going to be getting back into building traps and stuff. And then next Saturday, we will probably return to Wizzy the Wizard and his little hovel and his squirrel cat.